and gals are all here as part of the Monolith Project. Does anybody, and I realize this is going way out on a limb, want to take a shot as to how to describe this to these poor folks at home trying to figure out what this is all about?
Mr. Sunday?
It's all about December 31st, 2000.
One.
And one.
It's 2001.
No. The date is December 31st, 2000. The event is January 1st, 2000.
And what's gonna happen, you hit me?
Can you believe these people caused an international media sensation? Tonight on DTN, Media Circus Special. That's right, Media Circus Special with the Monolith revealed. Again. Stay tuned. Welcome, fellow cynics, to another episode of Deface the Nation. I am Jeff, and I'll be your host for the next 28 odd minutes as I follow the camera around on this very special Deface the Nation. That's right, it's our Media Circus Special, our opportunity to reveal the Monolith once again. For those of you who didn't watch last week and were forced to wait all the way till today to watch Channel 13, you may not be in the know. Hopefully some of the DTNers had sort of a glimmer based on some of the footage you'll see tonight, as well as some of the characters that we have here right now. As you may have been already aware of as the result of a bit of a tease out, we do have a whole gang of folks here tonight. It will grow in numbers over the course of the evening as we roll in footage from last week's Monolith Special. I should, I guess, go to a medium shot, Steve, so we can see everybody. Let's do that. Anytime now. I'm ready. Let's go to that medium shot, Steve. There we are. There's two people. It appears as though there are two people here on the set. There's actually four. Oh, wait, there's a hand right there. Did you see that? That's right. There's a couple people here. I want to thank, I guess, first, Honky the Clown, your pseudonym for this evening anyway, part of the Monolith Project, here to explain why that hand keeps creeping into the set, as well as some other unexplained phenomena that have occurred here in Seattle over the course of, January 1, as well before, regarding monoliths. I guess to get to the hand as well, that's our own Mr. Sundance. You'll be seeing him over the course, or just Mr. Sunday. Sunday.
He doesn't dance.
He doesn't even...
Or make films.
Or apparently even comb his hair except with his hands. And finally, our own Caleb, our floor director who's been here over the course of the weeks talking about this crazy Monolith project. God only
I'm against
knew.
the Monolith, Jeff.
Well, and I think we're going to be clear on that over the course of the evening, if
I think
nothing
these
else.
guys are trouble, and I've told them from the start that the Monolith is bad.
Nonetheless, it certainly caused quite a stir here in town, as well as, gosh, everywhere else. We and you were all here last week, as well as some folks who will be seeing in maybe a different form of costume from last week anyway, participating in a larger Monolith project. It's taken place in many forms, in forms that a lot of people don't even, at least among the very group, are aware fully of what happens. In other words, one hand doesn't know what the other hand is doing. If I can make a gag about that hand! And certainly it's true in the case of the Monolith. I did want to move to chatting with you guys about this. I've got some footage from Q13. They revealed you guys on the show this evening when finally you came out of the woodwork, at least as far as the mass media goes, to discuss the Monolith
Right. We came out
project.
last week on your show, but
It's true.
But we were in costume.
And you did the pie throwing at the Fremont Fair. We did the candlelight vigil.
Yeah.
We've had a number of media events. Wrestling parties listed in the Stranger, but somehow nobody knew that we were actually, when we said support the Monolith, going to put a Monolith up.
Obviously, nobody at Cairo or CNN or NYT or any of those other crappy locales watch this show, huh?
Yeah, and they just don't believe little pamphlets they find in the street for some reason.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
They didn't believe in the 15-foot monolith that was burned at Golden Gate Gardens.
And that certainly takes us back to really the premise of our show, and I guess we'll show a little bit of the footage that sets that all up, but yeah, you actually burned a monolith on the first.
I burned 3 monoliths.
3 monoliths. I guess I didn't see all of the burnings.
Most
as well
people
as
missed them.
many
They were
monoliths that
about
were peppered.
big.
No, they were that big.
Let the man finish.
Yes, we do actually have a monolith here that's representative of that right here. That's right, if I can reach it. And look at the...
This one was
real.
in front of the stranger and in front of the blue moon.
And was also here last week with a
And it was
different
here last
projected light on it.
It's been around. I hear it might be on eBay soon.
Well, we'll get to that allegation here, as that was one of the wonders as to what happened to the monolith. You guys came out, and I guess I'll show the Channel 13 piece as a bit of a tease before we move to our footage, which would have scooped them all of a full week ago, at least, regarding somebody other than aliens doing this, huh?
Oh yes.
I'm still not sure
Illegal
about other than
aliens.
aliens.
So we hired them through Labor Ready actually
Oh,
to
excellent.
put in
I
the
understand
monolith.
those people are in trouble, you know, but that doesn't mean they can't, you know, lend a
They
helping
made
hand.
good money. They were able to eat that night.
Excellent. All is well.
Seattle got what they wanted.
A monolith.
A monolith.
It's and it just to maybe, you know, do the whole piece. And there it is in the Union Record. It got all over the print as well as, I guess, again, Channel 13 this evening. Are we ready for that tape? Let's maybe see that, Steve.
Thinking about something nice for Seattle.
And that is what the creators of the monolith intended when they erected it at Magnuson Park on New Year's Eve.
It was something to give to the world as a good example of Seattle does cool things.
These 4 artists are members of a rogue art group called Some People. They've been planning the monolith for 4 months as a symbol that change could come with the dawning of 2001.
We want to mark a point in time where there is a profound change in the species.
Now that message is forever tainted. These artists say they did not move the monolith to Green Lake. It was stolen from Magnuson, forcing them to come forward.
We didn't want to claim responsibility for it. We had no intention of claiming responsibility. It was mysterious, and that was the beauty of it. No one knew why it was there, and we wanted to keep it that way.
Now they're hoping to track down the thieves. The Parks Department says moving the 350-pound monolith was no small feat.
I think to get it there, someone would have had to pull a truck in here with a boat and actually launch it from the shore. And we haven't had any reports that someone has been in here with a boat, and you know, it's a mystery.
Monolith reports
And
either.
later this evening, I did talk to the Parks Department once again.
Yeah, fuck that shit, yo.
That's irritating. Did you
Fuck
say she
that
left
thing.
her wallet?
The woman left
And
her
we
wallet.
gave her
And just
her
as I was
wallet
going to
back.
buy the whole house
Advanced
rounds.
evolutionarily.
Yeah.
No, we threw her a bone.
I see. In other words, you rifled through it, and there was nothing in it, so you threw it back.
We thought she was just
Well, there's
supporting the
nothing in it
monolith.
now. There's nothing in it, yeah.
You know,
No,
supporting
that's
the
not
monolith
the
with
point,
the wallet.
yo.
I
It was just sort of a funny anecdote.
No, certainly. And, you know, in spite of the fact, I guess, again, as I teased out, you guys were all here in costume last week, maybe even a little drunker than you are tonight, talking about the larger project, which, again, is shrouded in mystery even today.
There are those
A little
of us
less mystery, maybe.
who don't understand a single thing that has gone on this entire time.
It was the
The
alcohol.
literalists, don't you think?
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with the amount of drinking that's been going on for the past 4
I
months.
disagree. I disagree.
Caleb
It's
strongly
about
disagrees,
the
but he's against the
profundity.
monolith.
I'm against the monolith, but it's
profundity.
not the drinking or the drugs. It's about the monolith being sublime.
Sublime
Caleb said
indeed. And I
something
guess with
beautiful.
no
Oh
further
my
ado,
God.
let's let that sink in, the subliminal nature of that, or the subliminal nature of it, if I were to quote our president-select. Having said that as well, I guess with no further ado, let's see the footage you would have seen last week had you only watched. Steve, are we ready? Driven a car actually all the way into the studio, really to make a point, which is that
Carl fit in the studio.
Carl fit in the studio, exactly. Now you guys and gals are all here as part of the Monolith Project. Does anybody, and I realize this is going way out on a limb, want to take a shot as to how to describe this to these poor folks at home trying to figure out what this is all about?
Mr. Sunday?
It's all about December 31st, 2000.
One.
And one.
It's 2001.
No. The date is December 31st, 2000. The event is January 1st, 2000.
And what's gonna happen? You hit me?
Caleb cutting in there to cut to the chase.
Make some goddamn sense.
So you're going to take this thing that I'm looking at right here, this monolith. I don't think we'll be able to see that eventually if we cut to me. We may not have any shot of it at all.
We gave it to
Well, did they actually own it though, Caleb?
We gave it to them.
Oh, they were repairing the monoliths. Now, how many of these monoliths have you dropped around town? A few?
10. We didn't drop any of them.
Oh, I see. You've seen them.
Nobody did anything.
They actually.
By order of Chupacabra, everyone is.
I see.
Signed
Okay,
to
well
a confidentiality order.
Oh, I see. So
It's
really,
not a matter of confidentiality. It's a matter that we don't actually know.
Everyone did
who
something,
is
but no
putting
one did
these up.
anything.
a lot of and this is what's confusing, and I guess I want to point this out because this is confusing a lot of folks who think everything is sort of monolithically driven. This is a monolith project that strangely is not monolithically driven. It's sort of everyone and everything is doing it. You don't even know what everyone is actually doing.
The eschaton.
Humanitize the eschaton?
Emanitize.
Emanitize the eschaton.
The estrogen?
Yeah, we're just
Or
trying
the
to...
estrogen.
The estrogen. We're going for the estrogen.
And we'd like some of that too.
People are trying to evolve.
Obviously, yes. This
It's all about evolution.
Certainly, you've lifted a bit here as part of this effort from the 2001 Space Odyssey movie, this sort of notion maybe that this monolith may help us push ourselves through to another evolutionary step. Does anybody think that means an extra finger or what?
It would be an extra thumb if it was an extra digit. You got to be able to grab it from both sides.
But the problem is, you're thinking about a three-dimensional thumb. Take it 2 steps further. Talk about a fifth-dimensional thumb.
Like your
that
third,
thumb
like your fifth.
that goes to the right angle to the right angle that is the right angle that is your thumb.
A prehensile
I have a question
soul,
for all
if you
you
will.
stupid Dadaist, absurdists that
That's
obviously
ridiculous.
have no respect for
That makes no
public
goddamn sense.
property.
Or authority.
Yes.
I knew I heard that the CIA is actually behind this.
Yeah, the CIA is
I'm
definitely
not really willing to
We're not
talk
quite
about
sure.
that.
We don't
My lawyer
know who we
advised me
work
not
for.
to.
I was shopping at Nordstrom's. I was trying to mind my own
CIA
business. There was
buying
somebody on a
Nordstrom.
megaphone and a monolith and candles shouting out stuff about the CIA.
Actually,
Wow.
I was not
if you
involved
go to the CIA website, you will find something about monoliths.
So is this a round table? Are we actually having a conversation?
Well, you know, it's funny you should say that because we actually gave up the concept of a round table some weeks ago in favor of more of a pow wow.
A pile of cars.
So in this case, it's this pile of car, something like this. This is the very same car we showed a couple times on the show. Caleb's driven it around, was doing some part of this existential effort, I guess, when he was pulled over by the police. Is that right, Caleb?
Yeah. No.
Is it because there's no doors on this baby?
That was another guy. I had
What
left the
do
keys
you
in my
want?
car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different people driving this car around. Is it actually owned by someone or is it Monolith
It's owned by a
Inc.?
guy in Austin, Texas, actually. That's all I can say.
We'll leave it at that for you policemen watching.
This video from last year.
Now we have some people in the back here too. There's a whole gang here. Let's go over to the back here and see some of these other folks. I don't know how we're doing on the whole mic scenario. I hope all the... I hate hearing my own voice, you know what I'm saying? Well, at least the other one's ringing in it. I did want to, I guess, stop on that point, really, because I think plausible deniability, I wonder about that concept. Did that have as much to do with the cops and their crackdown, or just part of the larger air of mystery that is, or absurdist Dadaist elements?
None of us want to take
involved?
credit for things, but it's come down to, well, the media threatening Honky the Clown here, hounding him at home and at work.
Mostly at work.
So, in other words, you didn't come out because you wanted to save the monolith as much because they really threatened you to spell your name wrong, right?
Yeah. Yes. Actually, the woman almost spelled honky wrong tonight. I couldn't believe it. How do you spell honky? And I didn't know. I
never written it.
Something. I never written it before.
All right. Well, before we'll go ahead.
Well, and no, I mean, basically, they hounded me and they were rude. You know, they bothered me at work and stuff. But the main reason that I felt that we should come out was, well, because Caleb did it first. Was one of the main reasons, but mostly
they came to you.
I know, I'm just fucking with you. The main reason that I thought we should come out is because some jackass stole our monolith and was
some tired old jackasses that don't make art, and all they want to do is fuck with something cool.
Yeah, well, at any rate, they stole our monolith and were acting in ways that were not.
Things that fuck with something cool.
There you go.
That's all I gotta say.
And speaking of people who like to do that, the police certainly sometimes do that. And there was some, I guess, problems, as we mentioned before, with a monolith.
No, there weren't problems with the police. There were problems with a narc within our organization.
I see. Well, I guess I was trying to tie the police in, really, because
and then they came after us with a helicopter.
Yes, I understand there was a helicopter that prevented you from burning one of them anyway.
Just before we delivered the one in Magnuson
and
Park.
apparently that was an inside
operation
job.
Much like stealing the monolith.
Oops. Apparently someone had...
You come out of there?
You want the megaphone, Jeff?
That's it. Well, Jeff right now is taking a moment until his microphone works.
Hey, look at that. Now what you're seeing behind there is the actual back part of this particular monolith. The reason I wanted to get the camera back here to take a look back, show back that again, Mike.
Now that was designed actually by Jason Hendrickson and myself with another man named Space 2001.
Now,
that's his legal name.
Does this have like fireworks or something in it?
That one doesn't.
Oh, okay. So the reason I ask is because it has a evolution accelerator switch that I was going to flip.
Well, okay, somebody stole the accelerator, actually. I just put that one over it.
I'd flip it, but...
Oh, no way! I'm growing an extra pinky already. Let's leave that on and see what happens.
I had a speedometer on there, Jeff, and it was in front of the stranger and some vandal, probably involved with those other rogue artists.
Is that right?
Oddly enough, cops seem to love us, and vandals seem to really have it.
And more than that, they love the Chupacabra.
Vandals and crackheads.
Well, that's good to hear, and I guess we're going to see a little bit of that actually in this footage. We'll get an opportunity maybe to talk about the Chupacabra element as we actually see this, and then we'll bring the rest of the gang as sort of a tour de force ending here for DTN and this Monolith Special. I did want to again go back to the more drunken footage of last week, in which, again, if you were watching, you had a clue that maybe a lot of folks didn't as to where this mysterious monolith had come from. Let's take a look at that tape.
Monolith, sir?
Yes, what's your hope to provide except for... they're hurting each other.
Speak up, all right?
I'm here for comic relief. I'm here for comic relief. Comedy is evolution. Evolution.
Can you breathe?
No, I cannot.
Excellent. Somebody feed him a stuffed animal if he starts screaming.
He's got no mouth.
And how do you two support the monolith? You with one
Yes.
Every way, every day, man.
Wow.
When I wake up every morning, I'm like, what can I do for the monolith today?
Do you sell sausage?
Wow.
Go!
That's not support. I don't know what is.
This is the kind of thing that you can expect on New Year's.
I mean, that's been in Mr. Sunday's mouth. I ain't touching it.
I heard that.
I'm going around the other side.
That was in Belltown. That's completely like unsubstantiated. I mean, there's some like sort of.
Somebody actually died though.
They
Like,
say
really,
it was the
for
fault
real,
of the
he
monolith,
died.
which is a total crock of shit. The guy was smeared across 2nd Avenue by a garbage truck because, and people think it was the same guy that kicked the monolith apart and smeared crap on it because he looked exactly like that guy and was wearing the same clothes. But we don't know that the monolith caused this. How is the monolith supposed to cause...
How does that fit in with evolution?
Well, the thing is, you break the thing that causes evolution, next thing you know,
natural selection, I think, is the answer.
Bad vibes start coming out, you know?
Jason, an initial Chupacabra investigation actually pinpointed that to renegade monolithers.
So there's a lot of different components here. Now let me get this straight. There's the monolith supporters. Then you have an anti-monolith effort. You've got a lot of people examining you, maybe even CIA, COD.
We don't know.
They're all vegetarians.
The monolith will attract aliens from outer space. It's time we stop it.
And
nobody in their right mind would oppose the monolith. It's too big. It's too well.
It's bigger than all of you, obviously.
I oppose the monolith.org.
Those guys suck my ass.
I understand there's a lot of
Absolute
damaging
garbage. It's a monolith.
information.
Interfering with the Republican regime.
Regarding man and nature.
Disturbed mind.
Now
they're afraid to evolve. These people are afraid. They're afraid to move on. You know, they're afraid to drop the whole enslavement to machines, and afraid to just cut loose and roll in the barnyard like the animals that we are and have been and will become.
And you think this monolith project may well perpetuate that?
Well, we're not really sure, but we can only. I mean,
Now,
that's our intent.
What does this monolith have to do with December 31st? I forget, because you guys
I don't
sound like
know.
you're a bunch of drunk.
Yes, December 31st. This really is what we're all about. We're not just here although obviously to begin to see an aspect of the Monolith project here this evening, I nonetheless know that there is in fact a effort that will manifest itself in real time on the 31st. Is that correct?
I understand it has something to do with that video being played there.
Is that right? How are we doing on that?
Okay.
It's playing.
Now this was last year's building a bridge to the, or burning a bridge, I should say, to the 21st century. Is that right?
Did that last year.
That was last year.
That's right. And now
we're trying to be more constructive this time.
You're trying to actually construct instead of burn.
There's a security guard who doesn't give a shit what we're doing. Isn't that great?
Yeah. Welcome to low-paid anarchy.
Yeah. So basically, all right, here's the deal: is that in 2000 we're supposed to have trips to Jupiter. We're supposed to have, 2001, we're supposed to have trips to Jupiter, moon bases, all kinds of stuff like that. The aliens flaked on us. We got no monoliths. We got no, anything. Like all this great stuff. We got better computers, but
and no picture phones.
No picture phones. We got picture phones. It's not space stuff, right? So, we're basically taking into our own hands, man. We're some people. We're out there this December 31st.
Where?
We're about. Hey, how about you chill out? All right.
Where will you be on December 31st?
December 31st, we're going to be up at Seattle Central Community College, starting around 9 o'clock, and we're going to start a parade, and we'll even let this guy here with all the stuffed animals in, because we're like that.
Wow.
Don't forget to
I hope to transcend with the new millennium. Is there any final words that you would like to say? We got about 5 minutes, so we maybe got 2 more minutes to, besides that final plug, and I really love this. Can I touch your...
Touch this monkey!
Oh, is there a monkey in there to touch?
Wait, don't knock over the mic there.
Whoa!
Touch his bunny!
I'm bringing you back.
Is there any other plugging that needs to happen? There's going to be a huge parade, guys. It'll be great.
Mm-hmm. And unknown hijinks. Obviously,
there'll be people having a good time.
Obviously, this will be defined as a work in progress. Is that right?
No, it's a work that's pretty much done.
That'll be up to historians to decide.
Yes.
That and me.
But it's all about having
on my
fun.
other show.
It's about things are way too serious in this town, and we got to have a little bit more fun.
I understand that someone in the Seattle Police Department has taken a fondness to your organization.
That's right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think actually
She takes a fondness to every organization that drives a car downtown.
Your mom is not in the Seattle Police Department.
The entire Seattle Police Department has taken a fondness to the Monolith project.
Yeah.
Because they're a bunch of
I heard you almost say Chupacabra. Now, what is Chupacabra Police?
Chupacabra is actually an unofficial police force for a certain organization that happens out in the desert 1 week a year. But they will be there at the Monolith to make sure that everything goes off without a hitch. And we love the Seattle Police Department. Hopefully they love us.
And they seem to. The Seattle Police Department's been smiling down on us unofficially for a year.
Forever.
We love you,
They're great guys.
We love you,
I'd really like to look out there tonight and say, am I supposed to look into this camera?
Yeah, that
Sure.
camera's on.
That's the most effective.
The most effective camera. Right on.
The other ones aren't even on.
To the men and women of the Seattle Police Department, I'd like to wish all of you a very safe night.
Yeah.
And a happy New Year.
And we hope that you enjoy our New
Happy
Year's.
Hanukkah, everybody!
And Hanukkah.
And
We hope you
happy
enjoy our New
evolution.
Year's. We want you to know that we want to have fun, and it's all about having a good time and not being so fucking serious all the time.
God knows.
So
I could
Seattle
take some
Central
advice
Community
in that
College,
regard.
Seattle Central Community College, 9 o'clock, and we're heading towards the Pike Place Market, where the Monolith will
Be there.
it'll take place.
Yeah,
Let's just put it that
the
way.
event will eventuate, as it were.
If your New Year's is at all not up to par, come join us because
No, just come
we'll be
join us.
everything you
couldn't
dreamed of.
Yeah,
possibly
there's
up-
no
be up
way
to
your
this
New
far.
Year's could be up to our par, man.
Shut up, hippies, your time is done!
The Monolith
The
project,
evolution will be
everyone.
televised.
The 31st, Seattle Central. I'll be there, so God knows it'll be our opportunity to entertain our more absurd side as well.
Shameless plug about where you'll be.
And we're here now with a little more of the gang. We've added, we've got our own Sparky here on the floor. He was kind enough to come again. Captain Pepe, who was not here and is now nicely nice enough to arrive. And then, should I forget the man in the stock cap at the back? Our own Captain, or I should say Detective Fuckstick. All right, gentlemen, so the project obviously went...
Did you forget him?
No, it's Sparky.
Horribly awry.
With Sparky. There he is right there.
Say the project went horribly awry.
It went well. It all went great in terms of the burn and the parade, all peaceful. Managed down to the rendezvous. That all went uneventful. And then all of a sudden, the steel one disappears, and it's time to come out, drop the canopy, and chase after the guy. So you found the thing. Are you really going to meet with the Magnuson Park people tomorrow?
We are. I am.
Yes.
What you really want to look for is we're working it out with Warner Brothers right now for the movie.
Wow.
And it's going to be a big. It's going to Shut up! This summer.
It's going to be the brave little monolith. I think it's.
It hurts.
Little things you can tip over and make it
real drama.
I see.
Flip it one way.
Actually, it'll be like Jupiter. We'll have Jupiter with little monoliths all around Jupiter.
Yes, detective.
Use them all.
2001 and a half.
Definitely use that. Continue to talk with that.
You need to talk with that because.
I would actually like to say something.
Yes.
Okay, I would really like to give Louis down at Black Dog Forge on 2nd Avenue in Belltown the credit for creating the sculpture, because he did create the sculpture. Wow. He welded the sculpture, and he did an excellent job.
Excellent. Not space aliens, but still.
You gotta meet Louis.
He's on television.
Oh, that's right.
He's not exactly human.
Yeah. He's from like Long Island or something.
Just take a look at those seats.
Louis!
And we will be looking for the motherfuckers.
I would also like to say number 2, as far as the Chupacabra Policia went, we really enjoyed the parade. The parade went off without a hitch, and we really appreciated that. And we really appreciated everyone's cooperation, staying in one single lane all the way down to First Avenue.
Excellent.
We will find whoever stole the monolith, though.
I'm sure you will.
Whoever stole it will become part of our new monolith.
Or they can join the Chupacabra.
Or they can join the Chupacabra.
There
you go. Caleb, what's our time here? How much time we got left?
We got about 2 minutes.
Okay, well, I guess we should wrap it up. I do want to say one thing about all of that is that crazy, absurd things that people don't know anything about can still be relatively safe and maybe even open braining. Or brain opening.
It'll happen. Don't worry.
I better go flip that switch again.
Hey Jeff, more than that, this grew out of WTO, out of all the bad stuff. We put something together last year. We burned the bridge to the 21st century when our mayor canceled our New Year's, and out of that grew the monolith. And it's not just the people on the show. There's a lot of people that are helping.
True.
And the people that stole the monolith, I have pity on them, but there's a lot of good people out there that helped us, and they know a lot of people too.
Well, thank you for coming on my show yet again to let people know that if they just watch Public Access, they wouldn't have to read the fucking New York Times every day.
And we do have one other plug.
Thank you.
One more plug, yeah.
Around Mardi Gras, there should be a Mardi Gras crucifixion gladiator party that some people will be putting on.
Wow.
As a fundraiser for Mardi Gras.
We're not done yet.
Oh, you want one more thing? I got to do my shameless plugs, but go for it.
Yeah, you should go now.
No, that's exactly what he's going to tell him.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to do my shameless plugs, and if we're done, I'll give you yours. Okay, you ready, Mary? Because God knows, I'm so glad that you came with your Apes of Wrath shirt, no less, to this fair show. Thanks for watching here, folks. And I did want to plug next week's Deface the Nation. We didn't get to do it because it was pushed off the agenda for this one. Defending Jesse's honor, voter fraud redux, or why minorities need representation and not another colon, or how I stopped worrying and learned to love martial law. Next week, supportthemonolith.com, as well as all you can stomach Friday nights at 12 .org. They're not for profit. ORG. Keep your head above water, and good night. Thanks, everybody.